John Logie is an associate professor in the Department of Writing Studies at the University of Minnesota. Professor Logie, welcome to Access Minnesota.
Thanks for having me.
What is the Google lawsuit and what does the settlement imply?
Well, the Google lawsuit is a lawsuit brought by publishers and by writers, and they are reacting to Google's program of scanning books, whether they're in copyright or not protected by copyright, and making them available to varying degrees online. Now, in some cases, the books are available in full form. Those would be books in the public domain, typically books prior to 1922. But from 1923 on, there's a possibility that a copyright claim exists for a book that's been created. Those books are available in two ways. One is snippets, little tiny parts of pages that are available, and the other is functionally excerpts. Now, publishers and writers believe they're entitled to a portion of the revenue to be generated by Google's book search or by any program like this. That's what's at the heart of this lawsuit.
Is our understanding of copyright changing because of the Google lawsuit?
Well, unfortunately, no, but it really needs to. When we first started having copyright laws in the United States, the term of copyright was 14 years. And if at the end of those 14 years, the owner of a copyright thought there was still value in that text, they could apply for renewal for another 14 years. So the total term of 28 years was the initial maximum potential term for copyright. Today, the term for copyright is the life of the author plus 70 years.
Let's talk for a moment, though, about what the author's rights are and how much right now can they control regarding the publication and dissemination of their work.
It would be nice to say that the authors have a high degree of control, but the reality is most authors sell their rights if they are wishing to be published by the Big Six. I'm very fond of Creative Commons as an alternative to copyright, and my book was published with the Creative Commons license. One of the things that I didn't mind, that many authors would, was if the work circulated outside of the publication structure that had been established for it. My publisher put my book online in the form of a PDF. You can access it for free. That's fine with me. An additional right is a right for attribution. And that's one that I did want to hold on. I wanted, when my work circulated, for people to say, this book is by John Logie. And so my Creative Commons license attaches to that work and follows it. And if people are playing nice, the expectation is they will honor that part of the license. Another element of the rights that traditionally traveled with copyright was whether and how derivative works could be made. If somebody wanted to build on a part of my work, do I have the right to say no? In my case, I chose a part of the Creative Commons license that said, if you do that, you need to share the same way I did.
Amazon claims that Kindle users buy, on average, a little over 3 times as many books as they did a year ago. Do you think then that ebooks are encouraging people to read more?
One of the things that they offer relative to good old-fashioned print texts is portability. Here's a book that I've been meaning to read for 2 summers now. I would guesstimate that this book weighs a couple pounds. And I like it, I enjoy reading it, but there are occasions where just the physicality of what I have here is a disincentive to me reading this book. It's here now, with a device that I carry with me, my iPhone, every day. And that means snatches of reading when I wasn't necessarily planning to read it, on the bus, in between engagements, can happen in a way that they couldn't when every day involved a decision of whether there was enough room in my book bag for David Foster Wallace's 780-page book. I think it does facilitate more reading.
But what about the impact of these new technologies on readers, on consumers? What, for example, would you say are some of the benefits of ebooks from a reader's perspective, and what may be some of the drawbacks?
Well, the most obvious benefit is portability and accessibility. The ability to have a text available to you both on a laptop or a desktop computer and in portable devices if you have them. That's a huge advantage. Some of the core drawbacks of ebooks for readers are they don't get the rights that they're used to having. The rights I receive as the purchaser of an ebook are scaled down dramatically from the rights I receive from the purchase of a print text. With a print text, I can loan it, I can resell it, I can highlight it, I can make notes all over it, and we are only just now seeing the possibility for something approaching highlighting and notes.
Access Minnesota will return after these messages. You're watching Access Minnesota.